has moved into the top 10 of the National League in batting. Matty Alou hitting .326. He won the batting championship last year. His teammate, Roberto Clemente, who owns 3 National League bat titles, is leading the league. A bunt down the first baseline for a base hit. The first pitch of the night, a drag bunt by Matty Alou, and he's on for a base hit. Well, Bob Shaw was completely unprepared for that. A shocking start as Matty Alou, what a magician he is at handling that bat. Sensational bunter. He bunted that ball so beautifully, Shaw never got off the mound. Cranepool went for the ball. First base was wide open. They had no chance to get him. A bunt single by Matty Alou, and it brings up Maury Wills. Wills hitting .295. Now Shaw checks the runner at first. Here's the pitch on the way. And it's a called strike on the inside corner. Wills has been handicapped of late. He has missed a number of ball games due to an injured knee. Maury, switch hitter. Leon Jones, the Mets center fielder, playing Wills to hit the ball to the opposite field. He plays him in rather shallow left center field. Now the pitch by Shaw. Bounce toward the middle, hustling for it is Buchek. He can't make a play. He backhands it with his glove and knocks it down, and everybody is safe. That's an infield hit for Maury Wills. Buchek had a very difficult chance. He had to reach across the body and try and make a backhand pickup on that short hop near second base. Had he been able to come up with the ball, he would have had a play made easily at second base. But it was a very tough hop, and it is a base hit for Wills. So now on a bunt single and an infield hit, the Pirates have 2 on, nobody out, and Roberto Clemente coming up. Clemente leading the National League in batting. Roberto is hitting .350. 12 home runs and 49 runs batted in. And the curve outside, ball 1. Almost before the crowd can get settled into their seats, the Pirates have a threat. Manny Jimenez, the left fielder, batting cleanup, waiting on deck. Now the pitch to Clemente. Bounce toward the middle. Moving forward is Harrelson. He steps on second. He throws to first. In time. Double play. Roberto Clemente hitting into a double play engineered by Bud Harrelson. Now the hitter is Jimenez, the left fielder. He has recently been recalled from Columbus of the International League, where he was hitting .338 with 7 home runs. Willie Stargell, the Pirates' regular left fielder, and the Pirates' ace left-hand pitcher, Bob Beal, both flew back to Pittsburgh this evening. Beal's elbow has been bothering him. Stargell has a bad shoulder right now. Both are expected to rejoin the Pirates in Chicago on Wednesday. It is taken high, 1 ball and no strikes. Jimenez 3 for 9 since joining the Pirate Ball Club, batting .333. To make room for Jimenez, outfielder George Spriggs was sent to Columbus. Now Bob Shaw out of his windup. Here's the pitch on the way, off the outside corner. 2 balls and no strikes. Matty Alou is on third, 2 men down. We're in the top half of the opening inning. Johnny Pesky on the coaching lines at first. Al Gramus coaching at third. Now the pitch. Fastball, a strike in the inside corner. It's 2-1. Boy, what a beautiful night for a ball game. An afternoon game tomorrow at 2 o'clock. And a lot going on before the game tomorrow. Pitching 2-1. He is hit by the pitch. That one got away from Shaw and got Jimenez on the right leg. Now runners on first and third, 2 men down. The hitter is Don Clendenin, the first baseman. Don Clendenin batting .246. Clendenin, 6 home runs, 25 runs batted in. Tall, rangy right-hand batter, a swing and a miss, strike 1. Big Don hit .299 last year. Well, Mr. Leo DeRocher, Chicago Cubs, won again today. They now have won 7 straight. At the moment, the Cubs are only 3.5 out of first place. Swing and a miss on a slider, and the count, strike 2. Runners at first and third, 2 men out. Dennis Bennett, newest member of the Mets pitching staff, is on hand and will work tomorrow. Just a little bit high. Shaw thought he had him struck out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mel Steiner is umpiring behind home plate. Al Barley at first, Augie Donatelli at second, and Stan Landis at third. The Mets have Jack LeMabe warming up in the bullpen. Now the pitch on the way. Breaking ball just off the outside corner. Those last 2 pitches just missing. Jerry Grote turns around to talk to Steiner about that one. It is 2-2 on Don Clendenin. Matty Alou is on third and Manny Jimenez on first. Now Shaw looking in to get his sign from battery mate Jerry Grote. The infield a stride to left. Now the pitch on the way, and the curve is popped up. On the right side of the diamond, Ed Kranepool in toward the mound is under it, and Eddie has it. The side is out. Bob Shaw pitching out of a jam in the opening inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on. And the score in the middle of the first, the Pirates nothing, the New York Mets coming to bat. Now here's a word from Rheingold.
March 1967. New York City under the pounding of a North Atlantic storm. Off the coast, an 80,000-ton lady shouts for help. Then, through slashing sleet, comes the warm, welcome sound of a pilot boat. The harbor pilot comes aboard to give the little lady a hand.
Put her slow ahead, please.
The most dangerous time is to bring these ships into the harbor. You see, the pilot, the captain of the ship doesn't do this. This is the pilot's job. It's the pilot's job. It's not easy.
Sometimes the view from the bridge can be pretty bleak. But if you're going to take charge in New York, you've got to be good. There are 302 beers trying to make it in New York City. But the only one that's made it to the top is the rich, dry lager, Rheingold. Rheingold. In this town, either you have it or you don't.
Pitching for the Pirates tonight, right-hander Steve Blass. Steve is from Lakeville, Connecticut. 25-year-old right-hander. Stands 6'1", weighs 165. Last year with Pittsburgh, Blass won 11 and lost 7. This year he has won 2 and lost 2. He has a lifetime record against the New York Mets of no wins and 1 loss. Bud Harrelson batting left-handed, leading off against Blass. The young right-hander from Connecticut fires a fastball low. It's ball 1. Pittsburgh has Don Clendenin playing first, Bill Mazeroski at second, Gene Alley is at short, and Mario Wills in close against Bud Harrelson at third. Now Harrelson bluffs at a bunt, doesn't offer, and the pitch is low, ball 2. It's 2-0. In the Pirate outfield, Manny Jimenez in left. The center fielder is Matty Alou, and around in right field, Roberto Clemente. Jerry May behind the plate handling Steve Blass. Waiting on deck for New York, Cleon Jones. Pitching 2-0. Fastball in, a call strike, gets 2-1. Joe Brown, the general manager of the Pittsburgh club, watching the ball game this evening here at Shea from his field box. Right now, he's talking baseball with his scout supervisor for the New England area, Bobby Whalen. Inside and low, 2-3-1. Bobby Whalen signed Steve Blass to his first pro baseball contract. So he is more than just slightly interested in the progress of Steve Blass. 3-1 delivery. It is over for a strike, 3-2. Three and two on the leadoff batter, Bud Harrelson. Bud hitting .241. Stands up toward the front of the batter's box, chokes up on the handle of the bat. And the pitch to him, a ground ball to shortstop. Gene Alley bobbles the ball, and Harrelson is on. Bud Harrelson reaches on the air, charges to the shortstop, Gene Alley, and it brings up Cleon Jones. Cleon was wielding a big bat in the series against the Atlanta Braves over the weekend. Over the last 5 ball games, Cleon has done well. He's at .381. Breaking ball outside and lowest, ball 1. In his last 5 games, Cleon has gone 8 for 21, raising his average from 177 to .202. Tomorrow, a battle of left-handers. Woody Fryman pitching against Dennis Bennett. Here's the pitch on the way. The runner goes. A swing and a miss. The peg to second. The slide. Out. Harrelson on a head-first slide is tagged down by Gene Alley. Strong throw by catcher Jerry May. It covered the ground in a hurry. One ball, one strike on Cleon. Last, the right-hander winds and pitches. And a high pop-up into short right field. Calling for it is Mazeroski. And on the rim of the outfield grass, Maz makes the catch. By the way, the filming for the movie Odd Couple, which will take place here at Shea Stadium tomorrow, will run from 1:30 until 1:55. The ball game between the Mets and Pirates starts at 2 p.m. The Mets will be on the field for the triple play hit into by Roberto Clemente, with Mario Wills, Vern Law, and Matty Alou on the bases. The crew and equipment will begin to assemble at Shea about 11 tomorrow morning. Now the pitch. Low and outside, 1 ball and no strike. Ken Boyer hitting. Ken batting .222. Slow grounder, foul down the first base line. Philadelphia Phillies applied the brakes to the Cardinals yesterday, sweeping 2 from St. Louis. Reds lost a single game to Pittsburgh 5-4. So the Reds in second place are now 2.5 games back. The Cubs won their afternoon game. At the moment, they're just 3.5 games out of first. Then the Pirates 6 games back. Foul ball hit slowly over toward the dugout, no play. In the afternoon game at Wrigley Field, the Cubs beat the Phillies 4-2, and the Cubs now have won 7 straight. The winning pitcher was left-hander Rich Nye. Cal Kuntz came on in the 6th inning, and Johnny Hartenstein in the 9th. The loser was Turk Farrell, who was given a start by manager Gene Mock. And Billy Williams and Ron Santo both hit home runs. Look out, foul ball back into the TV booth, no play. That one came pretty close to Lindsay's ear. The 1-2 delivery, and the fastball is over. Strike 3 call. The Mets are out in their half of the first inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and none left on. And at the end of 1 inning, the score, the Pirates nothing, and the New York Mets nothing. Ralph?
Well, don't forget that special night, July 20th. That's Thursday night, the Mets playing against the Houston Astros, and it will be Helmet Night here at Shea Stadium. Every boy and girl 16 years of age or under will receive a replica of the Mets batting helmet as he or she enters the ballpark. Once once again, that date, Thursday night, July the 20th, Hellman night. I'd like to remind you that bus service from Brooklyn and Staten Island is available for fans living in Brooklyn and Staten Island. Express bus service to Shea Stadium. Buses leaving from Flatbush Avenue and Nostrand Avenue in Brooklyn, and from Bay Street and Borough Place in Staten Island. 2 hours before game time, and buses departing back from Gate E here at Shea Stadium up to 30 minutes after the ball game. Express bus service from Brooklyn and Staten Island and back from Shea Stadium. Now we're going to the top of the second. Once again, Bob Murphy.
All right, Ralph. Bill Mazeroski will be up against Bob Shaw. The Dodgers are playing at Cincinnati tonight. Claude Osteen, 9-7, pitching against Mel Queen. Mel has won 8 and lost 2. The Giants open a big series tonight at St. Louis. Here's the pitch on the way. Curveball. It's over. Strike one call. In the American League, the Yankees play tonight at Kansas City. It'll be Fred Talbot against Paul Lindblad. The White Sox play at Baltimore. Bruce Howard for the White Sox and Pete Rickard for the Orioles. Swing and a miss on a slider, and the count strike 2. The Red Sox are playing at Minnesota, and the Senators will be on the West Coast playing the Angels at Anaheim. The All-Star game will be played in Anaheim this year on the 11th of July, the home of the California Angels. Two-strike delivery. Off the outside corner, ball one. Bill Mazeroski batting at .283. Now the windup by Shaw. Here's the pitch. Off the outside corner, 2-2. I would imagine that when the votes have been tabulated for the All-Star team, Bill Mazeroski might very well be the All-Star second baseman again. The 2-2 delivery. A slow grounder going foul down the third baseline. Ron Hunt will draw considerable attention. Ron's batting average is up over 300, and he's been playing day in and day out for the Dodgers. Now the windup by Shaw, the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. And Shaw fans Mazeroski. That brings up the shortstop, Gene Alley. Alley, like Mazeroski, I'm sure, garnered a number of votes in the balloting for the All-Star game. Alley hitting .279, has 4 home runs and 24 runs batted in. He hit a surprising .299 last year. They play him a step to left in the outfield. The pitch on the way. He tries to bunt, but misses. Strike one. In the season series, the New York Mets lead the Pittsburgh Pirates 4-2. One of the most exciting nights of the year. The Mets swept Pittsburgh, a doubleheader at Forbes Field. Swing and a miss. And the count is strike 2. Now Shaw with a 2-strike count. Here's the pitch on the way. Over his head, he has to Doug Hendricks. On the 6th of June, the Mets swept a twilight night doubleheader at Forbes Field, winning the first game 1-0. Tom Seaver, Ron Taylor, and Don Shaw combined for the shutout. The Mets won the nightcap 3-2. Jack Hamilton was the winner in relief, and Elroy Pace was the loser in both games of that doubleheader. Dick Selma had pitched the first 6. Bill Dennehy won, and then Hamilton the last 3. Ground ball hit down to third. It comes up on a big hop for Boyer. The throw to Cranepool is in time, retiring Gene Alley. That one started out as a grass cutter and hit a little pebble or something out there and popped conveniently right up into the mid of Kenny Boyer.
Number 12.
Now the batter is Jerry May. May hitting .313. He has won the #1 backstopping job from the veteran Jim Pagliarone. And he takes a fastball on the inside corner for a call strike. Pirates carrying just 2 catchers. They sent Jesse Gonder to Columbus when they acquired Al Luplo from the New York Mets. Now Shaw swings out of his windup. The pitch to May. A slow breaking ball just off the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bob Shaw has a lifetime record against Pittsburgh of 6 wins and 8 losses. Now the windup by Shaw and the pitch. Fastball brushes him away from the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jerry May, the #8 hitter in the batting order. A day game tomorrow starting at 2 o'clock, and Dennis Bennett will start his first ball game for New York. His opponent will be southpaw Woody Fryman. Plan to come early and enjoy all the filming for the sequences for Odd Couple. A smash through the hole, a base hit to left field, just beyond the reach of Ken Boyer. 3rd hit for the Pirates. It brings up the pitcher, Steve Blass. Steve has been up just 11 times this year, owns 1 base hit.
Steve Blass, #28.
The Mets are home now until the All-Star break. The last day of the 3-day break for the All-Star. The Mets have their benefit game of the Yankees, the Mayor Sandlot benefit game at Yankee Stadium this year. And the pitch is over on the outside corner, strike 1. Pittsburgh tonight and tomorrow. The Phillies are here Wednesday night and Thursday night. And the Cardinals for the weekend. Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and a doubleheader Sunday. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball, strike 2. Now the 2-strike pitch by Shaw. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. He got him to go for a curve that was way out of the strike zone. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. And at the end of an inning and a half, the Mets nothing and the Pirates nothing. Now the last of the 2nd inning, and Tommy Davis will be leading off for the New York Mets. Tommy hitting .309 with 10 home runs and 35 runs batted in.
12. Tommy Davis.
Steve Blass winds, and the pitch to Tommy, fouled back toward the crowd, no play. Now Blass sighting in on his target, delivers. Foul ball hit back up into the crowd. And the count is strike 2. Blass has not been used a great deal this year by Harry Walker. Steve has started. Only 2 other games this year. Otherwise, has been used in relief. Blass has won 2, lost 2. From Lakeville, Connecticut, 25-year-old right-hander. He pitched more frequently last year and won 11, lost 7. Pretty good year. Now the pitch to Tommy Davis is inside and high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Eddie Kranepool will be hitting next, and then Ron Swoboda. The 1-2 delivery. Fly ball, well hit to right field. Clemente walking back to the edge of the warning track is there. And he makes the catch, retiring Tommy Davis. Eddie Kranepool brought his average back over 300. Now hitting .307. Eddie had 1 for 3 in the loss yesterday afternoon to the Atlanta Braves. A smash hit hard into left center field for a base hit. Matty Alou, the center fielder, picks it up, plays it back in, and Kranepool reaches with a base hit. He drilled that one just beyond the reach of shortstop Gene Alley. So the Mets have their first hit of the game, and it brings up Ron Swoboda. Eddie Kranepool and Ron Swoboda are roommates on the road, inseparable friends. And on this ball game, they're hitting one behind the other in the batting order. Salty Parker calling Ron down between third and home for a powwow. Salty coaching at third, Yogi Berra coaching at first. We have a real good Monday night crowd here at Shea, and a beautiful, absolutely perfect night for a ball game. Don Clendenin holding against the base runner, Ed Kranepool. Now Blass off the stretch, delivers. A fastball on the outside corner, strike one. The Phillies are here Wednesday night and Thursday night, and the Cardinals Friday night. The Cardinal outfield batting over 300. Lou Brock, Kurt Flood, Roger Maris. Now the pitch on the way, and it's under the knees, 1 ball and 1 strike. In addition, Tim McCarver is having a big year behind the plate, and Orlando Cepeda a strong year at first. Julian Javier at second is hitting much better than anybody thought he would. Javier is still over 300. Cardinals have a team batting average of over 270. Ground ball bounced to second base. Mazeroski to Alley. They have one. Now back to first. Not in time. Ron beats the throw from Gene Alley. Two outs and 1 on. It brings up Jerry Buchek.
Number 1, Jerry Buchek.
Jerry hitting at 230, and right here we pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
Hi, neighbor. Wake up with the Chanticleer at 5:45 a.m. Farm paper goes to press at 12:15. Here on WGY, Schenectady.
Bob Murphy with Ralph Kiner and Lindsey Nelson. And Jerry Buchek goes after a breaking ball, strike one. This afternoon at Wrigley Field, Chicago defeated Philadelphia 4-2. Billy Williams and Ron Santo both hit home runs, number 13 for each man. Those Cubs are putting it all together right now. Much better pitching than anyone dreamt they had. A lot of hitting and good defensive play. Here's the pitch to Buchek. Inside off the fist, 1 ball, 1 strike. The amazing thing so far has been the Chicago pitching. They're getting outstanding pitching from rookies. New names like Johnny Hartenstein, Rich Nye, Joe Niekro. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Everybody thought the bottom would drop out on Chicago when Kenny Holtzman went into the Army after winning 5 games without a loss. Ferguson Jenkins, the ace of the Cubs staff, has already won 9 ball games. Here's the 1-2 delivery. And the breaking ball is inside. The count is 2-2. Don Clendenin holding against the base runner, Ron Swoboda. 2 men away. And it's 2-2 now on Jerry Buchek. No score. We're in the last half of the second. Right-hander Steve Blass delivers a swing and a miss. He struck him out. In the second, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. And at the end of 2 innings, the score, the New York Mets nothing and the Pittsburgh Pirates nothing.
Mets fans, imagine if you can the glorious Mets in person at Shea Stadium. Try to visualize the excitement of big league baseball, the triumphant Mets face-to-face with the St. Louis Cardinals. All yours absolutely free. You can see Tommy Davis and Yogi Berra, Wes Westrom, and the whole team. Win a pair of tickets to the Mets game coming up Saturday, July 1st. Just send a card to Glorious Mets, WGY Schenectady. You may win 2 free tickets to the Cardinals-Mets game on Saturday, July 1st, or the Atlanta-Mets game on Sunday, July 9th. What else? Well, make it easy on yourself when you tune in all the evening and weekend Mets games here on WGY. Get a handy-dandy WGY program that gives you all the times and dates and places of the Mets baseball on WGY. For a WGY Mets schedule, you write Mets schedule, WGY Schenectady. That address again is WGY Mets schedule, WGY Schenectady. You'll be awfully glad you did.
Third inning at Shea Stadium, Mets nothing and Pirates nothing. And as the Mets come back to Shea, it's nice to hear in the background while the teams are changing sides the wonderful Dixieland music by the group From Your Father's Mustache. Here's a fellow that doesn't wear a mustache, all ready to go, Mr. Ralph Kiner.
Thank you, Bob Murphy, and hi, everyone. First man up for the Pittsburgh Pirates will be Matty Alou. Matty beat out a bunt his first time up in the very first pitch of the ball game by Bob Shaw. Now Bob is moving Eddie Kranepool in closer to home plate, about even with the bag, and also over towards second base. Matty Alou, a left-hand batter. He has good speed, and the first pitch is inside. It's ball 1. Matty is batting .330. Ken Boyer at third base, also playing in very close. Pitch back to the plate is swung on line to center field. It's going to be a base hit, might go through. Cut off by Cleon Jones. Alou with a big turn at first base and now stopping and going on back as Cleon fires it back into second base. So Matty Alou, 2 for 2. And the lead batter on here in the top of the third. A scoreless ball game with Maury Wills coming up. Maury bounced a base hit off the glove of Jerry Buchek his first time up. Wills batting .298 and batting from the left-hand side. Wills has 2 home runs so far this year. One of them over the left field wall at Pittsburgh. The other was inside the park. Next pitch is outside. It's ball 1. Maury squaring out as low to bunt. Scoreless ball game. The Pirates have 4 base hits. The Mets have 1. Bob Shaw against Steve Blass. Alou off at first base. Shaw will throw to first base. Just a calling card throw. Just to let him know he's on the mound. Matty Alou has 6 stolen bases. This time the throw over to first base is a little bit harder, and Alou sort of falls back on his hands and knees toward the bag. Gets back in safely. Once again, he's off. Club leader for the Pirates, Maury Wills. He has a total of 14 stolen bases. The runner going. The pitch is grounded out towards second base. Buchek covering towards second, stops, goes over to his left side, comes up with the ball and throws to first base in time for the out. And the hit and run play moving Matty Alou on down to second. 1 away now in the top of the third, and the batter coming up is Roberto Clemente.
Roberto Clemente.
Clemente hit into a double play his first time up. Say, look for the Rheingold Chug-a-Mug special display at your local stores in New York and New Jersey. The Chug-a-Mug looks and sounds just like what it is. A good thirst-quenching drink of beer. 12 ounces of Rheingold Extra Dry, and you can drink it right from the mug. First pitch to Clemente is a slider over the outside corner. It's called a strike. Clemente batting .348. 12 home runs, 49 runs batted in. Next pitch, a curve swung on and missed. Strike 2. A perfect pitch by Bob Shaw, and Clemente fooled by it. Roberto Clemente leads Orlando Cepeda in the batting race in the National League. Right-hand batter deep in the batter's box. Bob Shaw to the plate. The ball wild on by the catcher, Jerry Grody. It bounces right back to him off the screen, but Matty Alou goes over to third base on the wild pitch. Fastball, it was way outside, and Jerry Grody couldn't get his glove on it. That puts a runner at third with one out. So far, no score in the ball game. And we'll check to see how manager Wes Western plays the infield. So far, the short and second baseman, shortstop and second baseman playing back. Ken Boyer at third, even with the bag, and Eddie Creampool also even with the bag for a play at the plate. 1-2 the count. Now Bob Shaw into the windup and the pitch to Clemente. Change up hit down to second base, on through, into center field, a base hit. Alou scores from third base. The ball missed in the outfield and now picked up by Ron Swoboda. The throw as Clemente tries to go to second base is in time to Bud Harrelson for the out. And now Clemente arguing with Augie Donatelli about the call. A rifle throw by Ron Swoboda, who backed up the play after Cleon Jones had bobbled the ball. So now the Pirates have the lead, 1-0. The Mets picked up their second out, and the batter stepping up, Manny Jimenez, a left fielder. Even though Buchek was back, that ball hit so hard he couldn't get to it as it went by him on the second base side. And now a swing at the first pitch by Jimenez, strike one. Run batted in for Clemente, his 50th this year. Bob Shaw starting to take his windup, stopped by the home plate umpire as time was called. Now time back in. And the pitch. Change up, popped out toward left field. Tommy Davis moving to his right, has plenty of time to get to it. He does. And he makes the catch that retires aside. But in the inning, 1 run on 2 hits. No errors and no one left on base. And the score at the end of 2.5 innings, the Pirates 1, the Mets nothing. Bottom half of the third, the Mets behind 1-0 as they come to bat, and the leadoff batter will be Jerry Grody. In the National League, the Cubs beat Philadelphia for their 7th win in a row, 4-2. The winning pitcher was Rich Nye. The losing pitcher was Farrell for the Phillies as the starting pitcher. Williams got his 13th home run in the first. Sano got his 13th home run in the first. First pitch to Jerry Grody, a fastball by Steve Blass. It's inside, ball 1. Jerry batting 189. He'll be followed by the pitcher, Bob Shaw, and then Bud Harrelson. And the 1-0 pitch, a slider that swung on and missed. It's 1-1. At the end of 1, the Dodgers nothing, Cincinnati nothing. Bud Osteen pitching for the Dodgers against Mel Queen. Also scheduled, San Francisco against the St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinals lead the league by 2.5 games over the Cincinnati Reds. They lost a doubleheader yesterday to Philadelphia. Big curveball over the inside corner. Called strike 2. 1-2. In the American League at the end of 2, no score. Talbot pitching for the Yankees against Lindblad for the Kansas City Athletics. The end of 2.5, White Sox nothing, Baltimore nothing. Howard against Rickard. Now the next pitch is called time. No play at all. Time had been called just before the delivery. Boston and Minnesota scheduled. Washington and California scheduled. Now time is in. The 1-2 pitch grounded foul. Ball bouncing off to the left side, and the count remains at 1-2 strikes. Jerry Grody has 2 home runs this year. He has driven in 8. His biggest day coming against Atlanta when he had a 4-for-5 day. One and two, and Steve Blass now back again, and the fastball's hit to deep left field, going back to left fielder Manny Jimenez. He's waiting, and he has it. Manny Jimenez in left field going all the way back, a step in front of the fence to make the catch of the long fly ball. First out against the Mets here in the bottom half of the third. They trail 1-0 with Bob Shaw coming up. Bob has had 1 hit in 17 times up.
Batting in the ninth position. Pitcher, number 26. Ball.
Mets have had one base hit in the ballgame. Eddie Crane pulls single to center field his first time up. Pittsburgh Pirates have 5 base hits. They lead 1-0. First pitch to Shaw, grounded foul. Ball bouncing off to the right side and picked up by the catcher, Jerry May, in foul territory. The New York Mets against the 4th place Pittsburgh Pirates. Pirates are 6 games out of first. And at 1 strike, the pitch to Shaw swung on a miss. Strike 2. Glass now into the windup and back at 2 strikes and missing with a slider just outside. 1-2. Steve Glass won his first ball game against the Dodgers. Now the 1-2 pitch. Again the slider and again outside, this time down low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Glass beat the Dodgers 4-2 back in 1964 for his first Major League win. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. And the right-hander picks up his 3rd strikeout. 2 men away now in the bottom half of the 3rd, and the Mets have their leadoff batter, Bud Harrelson, coming up.
Shortstop, Bud Harrelson, number 3.
Bud was safe on an error by Gene Alley his first time up, batting at .240. And the first pitch to Harrelson, batting left-handed, is swung on and fouled down in the dirt. Strike 1. After Blaska had won 5 and lost 8 his first year in the major leagues, he went back to the minors and pitched at Columbus. He won 13 and lost 11. That got him back in the majors. And with the Pirates last year, he won 11 and lost 7. He had 1 complete game in 25 game starts. This year he has had 2 previous game starts with 1 complete game. A bouncing ball through in the right field by the second baseman, Bill Mazeroski. Bud Harrelson fakes it going to second. And Roberto Clemente, after picking up the ball, fakes throwing to first base as Harrelson hustles back to first. Mets with their second base hit. And the time run now at first base with Cleon Jones coming up. Cleon popped to second base his first time up. He's batting at .201. Cleon brought a 5-game hitting streak into this ballgame. Harrelson with a good-sized lead at first, and the first pitch is taken with a half swing, and it's called strike 1. Home plate umpire Mel Steiner indicating that Cleon Jones didn't stop his swing in time. Over the last 5 ball games in which Cleon has had a hitting streak, he has gone 8 for 21 to raise his average from 177 to 201. Steve Blass with a pitch back to the plate. It swung on and fouled off the end of the bat. Back of home plate on the ground, and the count goes to strike 2. Conference at the mound as Jerry May goes out to talk with the right-hander. Jerry has taken over the complete catching duties for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He has always been known as a fine catcher, but they didn't find out until this year that he was a good hitter. He's batting .313. Harrelson again with a fairly good lead at first base. He has stolen 2 bases, been thrown out 1. The next pitch to the plate, a fastball inside. Cleon Jones taking. The count goes to 1-2 with 2 men out here in the bottom half of the 3rd. Harrelson with a bigger lead now at first base. Clendenin making a motion to watch him. He is not going, and the pitch is swung on and missed. The ball down in the dirt, dug out by the catcher, Jerry May. The tag made on Cleon Jones, and the strikeout retires the side. That is the fourth strikeout in the ball game for Steve Blass. That pitch was bounced in the dirt. No runs, one hit, no errors, and one man left at first. And the score through three, Pittsburgh 1, the Mets nothing. Now the first pitch to Don Clendenin as we start the top of the fourth inning. Pittsburgh in front 1-0, and the pitch is low, a ball. Bob Shaw has given up 1 run, allowed 5 hits. He comes back with a breaking ball, and it's low, ball 2. Clendenin popped the first base his first time up with 2 runners on. Jimenez was on at first base, and Matty Alou was on at third. That out retired the side. Now Shaw back, and the next pitch is hit high in the air toward the shortstop position. Bud Harrelson moving back on the edge of the grass, now backpedaling a little bit further, and he makes the catch. 1 away in the top of the fourth, and the batter coming up is Bill Mazeroski. Clendenin before the out batting at 245. Mazeroski coming up batting 283. He struck out his first time up. Shaw has struck out 2 batters in the ball game. First pitch is fouled off the end of the bat, off to the right side over the dugout. Strike 1. Pirates got their run in the third on a base hit by Matty Alou. A ground out on a hit and run play by Maury Wills. Now a curve back over, strike 2. Putting Alou at second base, and a single to center field by Roberto Clemente. Roberto now with 50 runs batted in. He was thrown out after the ball was bobbled by Cleon Jones when Ron Swoboda picked it up and threw to second base as Clemente tried to get on down there. Now the 2-strike pitch, high and tight. Mazeroski backs away in the count 1-2. Shaw now with the signs and the 1-2 delivery. It is fouled away. So once again, the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. On deck batter is Gene Alley. And at 1-2, the pitch, a breaking ball, and Mazeroski started to swing, held off in time, the ball breaking way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That ball game tomorrow will be an afternoon ball game with the Pittsburgh Pirates, game time at 2 o'clock. They're going to shoot the scene. The triple play at 1:30. Now at 2-2. A slider line to left center field. Could be extra bases. Going over is Cleon Jones. He cuts it off. Mazeroski makes the turn and holds at first base. And Cleon Jones fires the ball in on 1 hop to second base. A good play to save a double. 6-base hit for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And it brings up the shortstop, Gene Alley. Gene grounded down to third base his first time up. Ball took a bad hop, and Ken Boyer had to make a good play on it. Alley batting 279, a right-hand batter. And the first pitch is hit hard down to short. A good shot at 2. The throw over to second in time on the first base of double play. Bud Harrelson to Jerry Buchek, and on to Ed Kranepool, a double play to retire the side. That is double play number 52 for the New York Mets this year. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on base. And the score through 3.5 innings. Pittsburgh 1, Mets nothing.
Let Armory Garage Central at Colvin in Albany put your family on the road vacation bound in a top-quality tested used car. If you've been putting off that family trip because you're worried about the safety of your present car, drive into Armory Garage's used car lot and leave your worries behind. At Armory, you'll find hundreds of top-condition used cars, one just right for your family. Choose from sedans, hardtops, and wagons, road-tested and ready to go. Sales manager Art Neat will give you the green light on a payment plan tailor-made just for your vacation budget. He'll arrange for you to buy, sign, and pay at Armory, where the first payment won't be due until August. So get out those travel folders and road maps and make your first vacation stop Armory Garage, Central at Colvin, Albany. And then head for your favorite vacation spot, trouble-free in a top-quality used car from Armory. Happy vacation.
Going to the bottom half of the fourth inning, the Pittsburgh Pirates in front 1-0 with Ken Boyer to lead off for the Mets. Steve Blass with his first pitch to Ken and a tie for ball. Boyer was called out on strikes his first time up. Steve got him with a curveball. Boyer batting .221. He'll be followed by Tommy Davis and Ed Kranepool. Now the next pitch grounded slowly down to Maury Wills at third. He has it on the second hop, throws over to first base in plenty of time for the out. One man down and Tommy Davis coming up. Tommy flied out to right field his first time up. Tommy's average at .308 with 10 home runs and 35 runs batted in. He leads the club in both of those departments. He also leads the club in runs scored with 30. Base hits with 73. And the first pitch is swung on and missed, strike one. Tommy has played in 63 ball games. Mets have had 64 ball games for this one in the 1967 season. And in 27 dates here at Shea Stadium, they have drawn 557,000. Ground ball and a curveball foul, and the count goes up to strike two. 557,552, and a good crowd here tonight. They estimated it at about 27,000. Should be a big weekend for baseball, also all through the week. St. Louis Cardinals come in for the weekend, and after the Pirates tomorrow, the Philadelphia Phillies Wednesday night and Thursday night. Friday night, St. Louis. Saturday afternoon, the Cardinals, and Sunday, a doubleheader. Now a fastball under the chin of Tommy Davis. He moves away, and it's 1-2. Steve Blass wants a new ball and gets it from the umpire, Mel Steiner. Al Barlick, the umpire at first base. Augie Donatelli, the umpire at second base. Stan Landis at third. And at 1-2, the pitch to Tommy is fouled off the hands into the lower stands down the right field line. Count remains at 1-2 strikes. Steve had that fastball by Tommy. Pittsburgh Pirates, 1 run and 6 hits. The Mets have no runs and 2. 1 man out, bottom half of the fourth. Now once again, Steve wants a new ball. Steiner looks at the one he threw in, checks it out, and keeps it. Some pitchers like certain balls. Sometimes they don't feel right. A curveball drilled to left field. Coming over into the corner is Manny Jimenez. He goes right into the corner and makes the catch about a strike from the wall. Right down the left field line, 340 feet away. So Tommy out on a deep drive for the second out here in the bottom half of the fourth, and that brings up Eddie Kranepool. Eddie got the first base hit of the ball game for the Mets in the second, his first time up. He's batting .311. Right at the moment, Eddie leads the club. He has hit 3 home runs and driven in 16 runs. Kranepool right on top of the plate. And the right-hander with the first pitch. It's lined to center field, a base hit. So Kranepool, 2 for 2. He rounds at first and holds there. That'll bring up Ron Swoboda.
Right fielder, Ron Swoboda, number 4.
Ron grounded out to second base into a force play his first time up. He's batting .254 with 4 home runs and 12 runs batted in. Ron taking a couple of practice swings outside of the batter's box. Tying run is at first base. Kranepool there with his second hit of the ball game. He's now batting .315. And now Steve Blass with the first pitch to Swoboda. It's high and inside, a fastball. Swoboda moves away, and it's 1 ball. 1-0. Outfield very deep all the way around. The left fielder Manny Jimenez about 2 steps in front of the warning path in left field. Matty Alou deep in center. Clemente deep in right. Now Blast back, and the slider's hit down to second base. Nazarowski has it, goes to first base for the out, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left at first. And the score through 4. Pittsburgh 1, the Mets nothing.
Number 12.
Jerry May, the Pittsburgh catcher, batting 8th in the order, will be leading off against Bob Shaw in the 5th inning. Jerry singled to left his previous time at bat. May hitting .319. Ground ball hit toward the hole, cut off by Ken Boyer. Now Ken straightens up, throws to first in time for the out. The Pirate pitcher, Steve Blast, comes up for his second time at bat. His previous time up, he was struck out. Now, while we wait for Steve Blast, we pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
This is Bill Edwardson. Make a late afternoon music date to join me weekday afternoon, 3 to 6 p.m. on the Big Bright Sound. Here on WGY, Schenectady.
Now, swing and a miss by Steve Blast, strike 1. Pittsburgh, 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error. New York, no runs, 3 hits, no errors. Shaw, wasting little time, delivers. And he had badly fooled him with a breaking ball off the outside corner. He swung at it, strike 2. Mets with the infield and the outfield straight away against Blast. And the curve is foul, back into the crowd, no play. The game tomorrow starts at 2 o'clock. The scenes for the movie will be shot from 1:30 to 2. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. Blast fanned by Bob Shaw.
Center fielder, Matty Alou.
Third strikeout by Bob Shaw. It brings up the leadoff batter, Matty Alou. Matty now has raised his batting average to .333. He bunted for a single in the opening inning, and he singled to right in the 3rd inning. After he singled in the 3rd, Matty Alou moved to second on a ground out by Maury Wills, took 3rd on a wild pitch, and scored on a hit by Clemente. It's a strike on the inside corner. Clemente driving home, the only run of the game at this point. Now Shaw picks up his sign from Jerry Grody. Here's the pitch to Matty Alou. It is in the dirt, goes all the way to the backstop. No harm done, nobody on. 1 ball, 1 strike. The afternoon game tomorrow, the only day game until Saturday. Saturday, a ladies' day game between the Mets and the Cardinals. A 1-1 pitch, swung on and foul tipped. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Matty Alou. Roberto Clemente leads the National League in batting. Matty Alou is really making a run at it now. The Cardinals, Orlando Cepeda is second. Cepeda hitting .345. Tim McCarver of the Cardinals is third. Rusty Staub of Houston fourth. Richie Allen of the Phillies is fifth. And Matty Alou is sixth. Hit foul over toward the home dugout. No play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Matty Alou was quite a story in winning the batting title for the Pirates last year. He raised his average over 100 points from the previous year. The 1-2 pitch. A changeup hit on the ground down to first. Crane pulled up with it. Steps on the bag and the side is out. And Bob Shaw gets the Pirates in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We've come halfway. At the end of 4 1/2, Pittsburgh 1, New York nothing.
Jerry, Buchek.
Last of the 5th inning, New York behind 1-0. Jerry Buchek leading off against Steve Blast. Jerry was struck out his first time up. And the pitch by Blass, low and outside, ball one. Jerry's average, 229. 7 home runs, 17 runs batted in. Now the pitch on the way. Hit off the end of the bat, a foul ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mets have a lot of excitement coming up around here between now and the All-Star break. 5 of the top National League clubs visiting Shea Stadium. Phillies here Wednesday and Thursday night. The Cardinals Friday night, Saturday afternoon, doubleheader Sunday. Then Willie Mays and the Giants come into New York over July 4th for a game on the night of the 3rd, the afternoon of the 4th, and the night of the 5th. Ground ball hit down the third baseline, foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. After the Giants series, the Atlanta Braves for a weekend set. Then the traditional break for the All-Star game. The All-Star game will be played in California at Anaheim, the home of the California Angels. Pitching 1-2. It is inside 2-2 to Jerry Buchek. The All-Star game is on July 11th. And on July 12th at Yankee Stadium, the Mayor's Trophy game between the Mets and the Yankees. All the proceeds going to the Mayor's Sandlot Baseball program. 2-2 pitch. Low and outside, and the string is out. 3-2 on Jerry Buchek. Jerry, a native of St. Louis, Missouri. The Old Timers Night is rapidly approaching. A week from Saturday night, July the 8th, with the Mets playing the Atlanta Braves. He held up on the swing, and the slider broke outside, ball 4. Blass and May both objecting to the call by umpire Mel Steiner.
Catcher, Jerry Grody, number 15.
That is the first walk surrendered by Steve Blass. Now Jerry Grody checks with Salty Parker to see how manager Wes Western wants to play this. The pitcher will be hitting next. Jerry got Goodwood on the ball his first time up tonight. A fly ball to deep left that Jimenez caught against the fence. He's around a bunt, doesn't offer. It's high, ball 1. Willie Stargell and Bob Beal came into New York, but this evening returned to Pittsburgh for examinations. Stargell with a bad shoulder, and Beal's elbow has been bothering him. Here's the pitch on the way. A swing and a miss as he took the bunt play off. 1 ball and 1 strike. Don Clendenin ready to race up the line from first base in the event of a bunt. Maury Wills shortened up at third against Jerry Grody. Now Blass delivers inside with a curveball. 2 balls and a strike to Jerry Grody. Now Jerry May wants a chat with his pitcher, Steve Blass. Blass has had very good stuff. He's a hard thrower. Good live fastball. Throws a hard slider and a pretty good-looking curveball. Now Blass, glove on the knee, looking in for his sign. The 2-1 pitch. It is popped high in the air on the left side of the infield. On the skin part of the diamond, Gene Alley between second and third takes it for the out. 1 out and 1 on, and Bob Shaw now will try and work in his own behalf.
Pitcher,
Bob was struck out his first time up.
number 26.
Shaw has been up 18 times this year. He has 1 hit. Maury Wills walking over from third for a word here. as the Pirates anticipate a sacrifice bunt. Jerry Buchek is on first base, 1 out. New York behind, 1-0. Now they move in looking for the bunt. Here's the pitch. Full swing and a squibbler going foul down the first base line. Well, the playing field is in beautiful shape here at Shea Stadium. Beautiful green. Now a quick throw to first, not in time. Johnny McCarthy and his ground crew do an excellent job. Playing field here at Shea is probably the best looking field in the big leagues. Bunted foul off to the right, no play. Now Blast with a 2-strike count on Bob Shaw. Bud Harrelson is the on-deck batter. Blast so far has allowed just 3 hits. Eddie Kranepool has 2 of the 3, both singles. Bud Harrelson has the other, a single to right in the 3rd inning. The Mets have had 2 well-hit drives that have been caught. One by Tommy Davis, the other by Jerry Grody. And the breaking ball is outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 as Shaw waits on Steve Blass. The Lakeville, Connecticut right-hander delivers. A bouncing ball hit toward the middle, grabbed by Mazeroski. He flips to Alley for 1. On to Clendenin, double play. 4-6-3 double play, and the side is out in the last of the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on. So at the end of 5, Pittsburgh 1 run, 6 hits and 1 error. New York no runs, 3 hits and no errors. Ground crew coming out now to manicure the diamond for the last 4 innings of action. The Old Timers game will take place 1 week from this Saturday night here at Shea Stadium. The 1960 Yankees squaring off against the original 1962 New York Mets. A nostalgic night and a fun night here in the big, beautiful stadium in Flushing. That much talked about. Original Mets cast will be back on hand. Ken McKenzie, Coach Sally Hemus. Hobie Landreth, who was the first player drafted by the Mets in the expansion draft. I remember Hobie won a big ball game very early in the season for the New York Mets with a home run that year off Warren Spahn. Frank Thomas was the starting left fielder, and Big Frank hit 34 home runs, but still stands as a Mets club high. Jay Hook won the first ball game the Mets ever won, and it was against the Pirates out in Pittsburgh. Bob Miller and Craig Anderson will be on hand, and Slim Roger Craig, who had so many heartbreaking losses. Richie Ashburn hit over 300 that first year. Gus Bell was in right field. And there was the gentleman from Cherryfield, Maine that everybody thought so much of, Carl Willie. Hot Rod Keneal and Roadblock Jones, Charlie Neal. The Yankees will have such as old reliable Tommy Henry, Whitey Ford, greatest left-hander of them all for the New York Yankees, Bobby Shans, Bob Cerv, Charlie Kelleher, Joe Page, Eddie Lopat, Bobby Richardson, Art Ditmar, and Joe McDougall. Dale Long, who homered in 8 consecutive games for a record that still stands. Bill Stafford and Bob Turley, Joe DeMaestri and Duke Moss. And, of course, the old professor, Casey Stengel, will be here. Maury Wills up against Bob Shaw as we go to the 6th inning, and the pitch is over, strike 1. Wills has an infield hit and has grounded out second to first, 1 for 2. Maury hitting .297. His knee has been bothering him quite a bit lately. He was hit on that knee by a pitch thrown by Ray Sadecki. Shaw out of his windup, the pitch to Wills. Fastball, a strike on the inside corner, a good pitch. Wills hitting close to the plate, jumped back thinking it was going to be more inside. Roberto Clemente coming out on deck. the pitch on the way. Breaking ball in the dirt in front of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Maury Wills. Now Shaw checking with Jerry Grudy. The Dodgers got 2 runs off Mel Queen in the third. Dodgers 2, Cincinnati nothing at the end of 3.5. Osteen against Queen. And it's hit in the air to shallow left center field. Drifting over is Cleon Jones, and Cleon puts it away for the out. Now Roberto Clemente. Roberto hit into a double play started by Bud Harrelson in the first inning. But in the third inning, he singled to right center, driving home Matty Alou with the only run of the ballgame. Giants and Cardinals have their big series underway at St. Louis. Gaylord Perry is the Giant pitcher. He's had about as much tough luck as anybody in baseball this year. Now Harry Walker has come out to argue a point with umpire Mel Steiner. I don't know what the point is. Up to this point, it is not really an argument. It is merely an explanation on the part of Mel Steiner in regards to whatever Harry Walker is saying. Now Harry Walker is getting a little bit hot about it. Steiner trying to walk away from him, and Harry Walker stays right with it. Argument starts to break up, and Harry Walker heads back to the dugout. I don't know whether Harry was contending catcher's interference on Jerry Grudy or what he was arguing about. Fastball for a strike to Clemente. He was not arguing, obviously, about the call on a pitch, because that would mean banishment from the ballgame. The Giants scoreless in the first inning of St. Louis. Now a breaking ball over, strike 2. Jim Kosman is pitching tonight for the Cardinals. He was with the Cardinals during spring training. Was sent back to the minor leagues on the cutdown date and brought back up with Ray Washburn suffering a fractured thumb. Washburn is now on the disabled list. 2-strike delivery off the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Might very well have been 2 that Harry Walker was talking to Mel Steiner about the possibility of Bob Shaw throwing a spitter. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball off the outside corner. It's 2-2. This afternoon, the Cubs made it 7 straight. They beat Philadelphia 4-2. Rich Nye, the rookie left-hander, won his 6th game against 3 losses, and Dick Farrell was the loser. Williams and Santo each clubbed a home run. For each, it was number 13. Now Shaw pitches 2-2. A ground ball hit through the middle. A base hit by Clemente. Clemente is now 2 for 3, and it brings up Manny Jimenez, the left fielder. Yankees nothing, Kansas City nothing at the end of 5. Fred Talbot against Paul Lindblad. White Sox nothing, the Orioles nothing after 4.5. Bruce Howard pitching against Pete Rickard. The Red Sox-Minnesota game not yet underway. Swing and a miss, strike 1. And later tonight, the Senators and the Angels play at Anaheim. Right here, we're in the 6th inning, 1 out and 1 on. Pittsburgh in front, 1-0. Eddie Kranepool now holding against Roberto Clemente. Here's the pitch on the way. Inside and low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Manny Jimenez was hitting .338 at Columbus in the International League when the Pirates decided to bring him up and send George Spriggs down. Now Clemente leading off first. Here's the pitch on the way. Bounced foul into the dirt near home plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pittsburgh, 1 run, 7 hits. New York, no runs, 3 hits. When the Mets were in Pittsburgh on their last road trip, there were 3 well-pitched ball games in the series. The Mets won a twilight night doubleheader, winning the first game 1-0, and the second game 3-2. The 1-2 delivery, a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Strikeout number 4 by Bob Shaw. It brings up Don Clendenin. First baseman Don Clendenin has popped to first and popped to short, nothing for 2. Dennis Bennett pitches tomorrow against Woody Fryman in the battle of left-handers. Now the pitch on the way. A ground ball hit the shortstop. Snagged by Harrelson. He flips to Buchek. Force play on Clemente, and the side is out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. After 5.5 innings, the Pittsburgh Pirates won, and the New York Mets nothing.
Whether you're buying your first or 10th car, it's time you become a smart car buyer and join the ranks of the thousands satisfied customers who shop Armory Garage, Central at Colvin, Albany. Here are the 3 basic rules for the smart car buyer. Select a model you want, and then 1, compare quality. Armory Garage boasts the largest selection of quality-tested late-model used cars in the area. 2, compare service. Armory's expert mechanics are qualified to service all the cars on the Armory lot. 3, compare price. Armory's tremendous volume assures you more for your car buying dollar. Be a wise car buyer. Drive into Armory Garage and talk over your used car needs with sales manager Art Neat. Let him introduce you to Armory's easy terms. You can buy, sign, and pay at Armory, home of 101 time payment plans. Your credit is wealth at Armory. Follow the wise car buyer to Armory Garage, Central at Colvin, Albany.
Bud Harrelson, first up in the last of the 6th inning. Bud has reached safely on an error charged to Gene Alley and singled to right field for one of the 3 hits given up by Steve Blass. So New York will have Bud Harrelson, Cleon Jones, and Ken Boyer hitting in the last half of the 6th inning. Now the pitch on the way. Foul ball back into the crowd, no play. And the Mets were last in Pittsburgh after winning the twilight night doubleheader. The following night, they were shut out by right-hander Tommy Sisk. Jack Fisher pitching well in a losing ball game. Bud Harrelson waits, and the pitch by Blass, a curve up high. That failed to act up for him. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bud had a notion about bunting that ball, and Maury Wills came in on the run. Blass has walked only 1. Struck out 4. The 1-1 pitch. Inside and low, it's 2-1 on Bud Harrelson. For the month of June, Bud's batting average is probably around 270. Center fielder Matty Alou playing Harrelson to hit to the opposite field as he plays him over toward left center. And a swing and a miss on a fastball. It's 2-2. Roberto Clemente drove home Matty Alou in the 3rd with the only run of the game. Now we're in the last of the 6th inning. Glass with his sign now from Jerry May. The pitch to Harrelson. A shot through the hole. A base hit to left field. So the tying run is on with nobody out as Harrelson again gets the job done. This time he singled to the opposite field. He hit the ball hard through the hole. Bud is now 2 for 3. The 4th hit of the game for New York. And coming up to hit is Cleon Jones. Cleon has popped up to second and been struck out, nothing for 2. Now a lively Monday night crowd here at Shea starts with a Let's Go Mets cry. Maury Wills moves in close at 3rd, looking for the bunt. Glendenon holding against the runner. Now Blass up in pitching position. He turns around, doesn't offer, and it's a fastball high. 1 ball, no strikes. If Leon bunts the runner over, the Mets will have Ken Boyer and Tommy Davis to try and tie the game up. Outfield playing rather deep and around toward left. Again, Pittsburgh anticipates the bunt. He squares around, doesn't offer, and it's high, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Now Jerry May trots back to the mound with the ball. And Leon Jones checks with Salty Parker to see if things are still the same or if they're going to play a waiting game. Two balls and no strikes. Glendenon edging up the line toward home. He squares around, bunts. Fair ball, Glendenon up with it. The play is going to first base in time for the out. Just for a moment, it looked like Glendenon would gamble and fire to second. But against the speed of Harrelson, he elected to play it safe and threw the ball to Mazeroski, covering it first. So Cleon sacrifices his turn at bat, trying to help build a run. Harrelson goes into scoring position, and the batter stepping in is Ken Boyer. Ken Boyer has been called out on strikes and grounded out third to first, 0-2. Now Blass looking in for his sign. Here's the pitch on the way. A slow grounder hit right back to the mound. Blass grabs it. He throws to first in time to get Boyer, and Harrelson moves over to third. Now, before Tommy Davis steps in, we'll pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
This is Bill Edwardson asking you to start your day on the right note with me, 7 to 10 a.m. on the Big Bright Sound, here on WGY, Schenectady.
Bob Murphy with Lindsey Nelson and Ralph Kiner from Shea Stadium, where the Mets now have Bud Harrelson on third, 2 men down, and Tommy Davis coming up. Tommy has flied to right and flied to deep left field. His drive to left was caught right up against the left field wall by Manny Jimenez. Right-hand pitcher against right-hand hitter. Tommy Davis hitting .370. Fastball outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Right here, Tommy Davis hoping to bag his 36th run batted into the year. And if he can, this game is tied. Beautiful Monday night crowd at Shea. The paid crowd is 27,294. And a total crowd of 28,152. Now the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss on a curveball. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Tommy Davis took about as hard a swing at that curveball as you can take. Eddie Cranepool kneeling on deck. Pittsburgh 1, New York 0. Last of the 6th inning. Now the windup by Blass. The pitch. Swing and a miss and a high hardwood. That fastball was up in Tommy's eyes, and he went after it. Tommy is strong, an aggressive hitter. He likes the looks of it. He really goes after it. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes to Tommy Davis. Steve Blass, 25-year-old right-hander from Lakeville, Connecticut, has had good stuff. Now the 1-2 pitch. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. And Blass fans a tough hitter, Tommy Davis. For Blass, strikeout number 5. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. The tying run left stranded on third. At the end of 6, the Pirates won, and the New York Mets nothing.
Big Tire. The Big Tire.
Tire, the Gulf Deluxe Crown.
Big Tire.
Now in the top half of the seventh inning, it's Bill Mazeroski coming up for the Pirates. The Pirates scored a run in the top half of the third inning, and it has stood up to this point. They're out in front 1-0 through 6. For the Pirates, 1 run on 7 hits and 1 error. The Mets, no runs, 4 hits, no errors. Bob Shaw has pitched to the right-hand batter, and it's swung on, hit deep to left center field. Way back, going, gone. A home run for Bill Mazeroski. His 4th of this season. It leads off here in the 7th and puts the Pirates out in front by a score of 2-0. Now it's Gene Alley, who's hitting .276 with 4 homers and 24 runs batted in. In this game, he grounded out third to first and grounded into a double play. He's a right-hand batter. Bob Shaw's pitch, curveball, and it's in there for a called strike. Jerry May coming out to the on-deck circle now for the Pittsburgh Pirates, starting the night in 4th place in the National League standings. And the pitch breaks low for a ball. It's 1-1. Now Don Shaw gets up to throw in the Met bullpen. Tonight's baseball quiz, 2 pitchers share the American League mark for the lowest number of strikeouts to lead the league. Can you identify them? Here's a 1-1 pitch, and it's outside for a ball, 2-1. Nobody on, nobody out for the Pirates in the 7th with 1 run in. On the home run by Mazeroski to make it Pirates 2, Mets nothing. Now swinging a foul ball off into the corner of the dugout of the Pirates and rebounding onto the playing field. Run down by umpire Stan Landis. Levels the count at 2-2. This is a bobtail series between the Mets and the Pirates. Play again tomorrow afternoon. Curveball hit up the alley in left center. Tommy Davis coming on, cannot get to it. He short hops it and whips it in, and holding it first now is Gene Alley. As Tommy Davis short hopped the ball on the move and took a quick look to see if he would get a call from the umpires. It has happened, but both Augie Donatelli and Stan Landis were indicating that the ball was in play. So the Pirates have a runner at first base, nobody out, and Jerry May's up. He's 1 for 2. Bob Shaw works off the stretch. Runner goes. Here's a swing and a miss. Grody throws down to Buchek, and he is safe at second base. Stolen base for Alley. Number 3 for Gene Alley. Hit and run was on. Jerry May took a hefty cut and missed. Now May steps back out of the batter's box for a moment, while umpire Mel Sander comes around to brush off the plate. Nobody out for the Pirates in the 7th. Bob Shaw delivers a swing and a high pop foul back into the seat and out of play. Jerry Grody gives it a run and now turns and goes back toward the plate. Nothing in 2. Shaw now checks. The pitch is swung on and hit one hop to Harrelson deep at short. His play is at first base in time. The runner holds. Alley on the bag at second base. 1 away. Pitcher Steve Blass is coming up. The answer to the baseball quiz, Bobo Newsom and Tex Houston each struck out 113 American League hitters in 1942 to share the title. Blass has been up twice in this game. He struck out both times. In all, Shaw has struck out 4, and he's walked none. Checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. Matty Alou has moved out on deck. Again, Bob Shaw checks his runner, and here is the strike one delivery. On the outside corner for a call, strike two. Leads. The pitch is swung on and missed, a curveball. So Steve Blass has struck out 3 times. That's the 5th strikeout credited to Shaw. They're at 2 away. When you pull the tab on the Rheingold Chug-a-Mug, the top comes off with a hiss that sounds like the good Rheingold flavor inside. 6 12-ounce mugs to the carton. You'll find them in the Chug-a-Mug special display at your local stores in New York and New Jersey. Manager Wes Westrom calls time, goes to the mound now to talk to Bob Shaw about the possibilities here. First base is open. Alley is the runner at second. Matty Alou is at the plate, and Maury Wills is on deck. So it's a short conference just to decide whether or not they'll put him on or pitch to him. And they're going to put him on. So an intentional walk will be issued to Matty Alou to set up a force play at third and second, with 2 men out, and they will pitch then to Maury Wills. There's ball 4 way outside, and Matty Alou gets rid of the lumber, goes down to first. That is the first walk issued by Bob Shaw. Maury Wills is coming up, switch hitter batting left. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Wills is hitting .296 for the season. No pitch as Maury Wills backed out of the batter's box. Shaw was ready to deliver, but umpire Mel Steiner moved out and raised his hand. Now runners lead first and second. Shaw's pitch swung on it on the ground to second base. Buchek up with it, goes to Cranepool, and the side is out. So the Pirates get a run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. In the middle of the 7th, the score is the Pirates 2 and the Mets nothing. Say, how would you like a trip to the World Series plus $10,000 to blow in a style to which you are unaccustomed? That's the grand prize in Rheingold Score with the Mets game, along with 500 pairs of free Mets tickets every week. And to play the game, all you need is a pencil. Just figure out how many runs the Mets will have scored from their first season's game to the mid-season All-Star break on July 9th. You don't even have to buy anything. Just pick up an official entry blank now at your local store or tavern in New York or Connecticut, where you see the Rheingold Score with the Mets display. Write down your estimate, stick on a stamp, and drop it into the mailbox. You can enter as many times as you want, which is a good idea because, in addition to the grand prize, each entry is eligible for that week's drawing of 500 pairs of Mets tickets. That's right. We're giving away 500 pairs of Mets tickets each week. So enter every week. One of them is bound to have your name on it. Play the $10,000 Rheingold game. It's a great way for a Mets fan to get rich quick. Now in the bottom of the 7th, Ed Craneville is coming up. He's 2 for 2. The Mets trail by 2 runs. Steve Blass is on the mound. He's been in all the way. Limited the Mets to 4 hits to this point. Blass has the sign, pitch to the left-hand batter, and it's a fastball low. It's ball 1. Scheduled up in the inning, Cranepool, Swoboda, and Buchek for the Mets. Steve Blass has struck out 5, and he's walked 1. 1-0 pitch in there for a called strike. Pete Mickelson's now throwing in the bullpen for the Pirates. Late inning insurance, Pete Mickelson. This will be a 1-1 pitch to Ed Cranepool. It's on the way. Swings and misses, strike 2. It's 1-2. A fine Monday night turnout to greet the Mets as they open up this homestand. 27,294 paid here at Shea Stadium on Monday night. Pirates tomorrow afternoon, and then the Phils will be in the following night. Here's a swing and a base hit for Craneville into center field. One hop past second baseman Bill Mazeroski. Craneville is 3 for 3. Leadoff base hit here in the seventh sets up tying run at the plate. Ron Swoboda is coming up. Grounded into fourth play and grounded out. Pete Mickelson continues to throw in the bullpen now for the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Mets fans come alive as the Mets try to get something going here in the bottom half of the seventh inning. That was base hit number 5 for the Mets off Steve Blass. Don Clendenin comes over to hold against the runner Craneville. Steve Blass works off the stretch, and the pitch to Swoboda. Slice foul down the right field line, out of play. The count is strike one. Swoboda measures his stance, digs in a little bit at the plate. Craneville takes a short lead at first base. Steve Blass is up and set. Here's a pitch that's inside. It's 1-1. Jerry Buchek's waiting on deck. Now the little man, Roy Faith, gets up to join Mickelson in the bullpen. When the Mets in Pittsburgh recently took both ends of a twilight doubleheader from the Pirates, Faith was the losing pitcher in each game. Here's a 1-1 pitch, and it's low and away for a ball. It's 2-1. Clendenin walks over a few steps on the infield grass to yell something across to pitcher Steve Blass. Nobody out for the Mets in the bottom half of the seventh inning. The Pirates lead by a score of 2-0. This will be a 2-1 pitch to Swoboda. Foul back off the screen and out of play, and the count evens at 2-2. Swoboda again measures his stance. Defensively, the Pirates play Swoboda straight away. This will be a 2-2 delivery, and it's on the way. Swung on and fouled out to the right side into the seats and out of play. Now the scramble is on for the Souvenir. Count holds at 2-2 to Swoboda with Craneville at first and nobody out. Blass bends forward to take his sign. Craneville leads at first base. 2-2 delivery. High hopping ground ball at shortstop taken, and it's over to Mass for the fourth. Swoboda going across the bag at first, no relay there. Maury Wills ducked out of the way of the ground ball to allow Gene Alley to field it and fired on over to Mazeroski at second. With a high hopper, so there was no chance to double Swoboda. He replaces Craneville at the runner at first with one man out now, and Buchek coming up. Buchek struck out and walked. The end of this half inning will bring you up to date on scores of other games all around the major leagues. So it's Buchek who's tying run at the plate now. Pirates lead 2-0. This pitch is low, bounds in front of the plate, is blocked by Jerry May. No chance for Swoboda to advance. Blass really cranked down on that one. Came very close to being what Choo Choo Coleman used to call a 55-foot curveball. Now again, Blass is set. Swinging a foul ball. Off and out of play. 1-1 to Buchek. The flag on the flagstaff in center field, completely motionless at this point. The 1-1 delivery. Swung on and missed. It's 1-2 now to Buchek. Jerry Grody waiting on deck. Pirates have 9 hits and the Mets have 5. One man out on a 1-2 count. Swoboda takes his lead. It's a swing and a high fly ball to right field, and Clemente goes back to the warning track, and he's there, and he puts it away. Halfway on the fly ball to right, Swoboda retreats to the bag at first, and there are 2 men out. Jerry Grody is the batter, and he is being called back, and Larry Stahl is being sent up to bat for him. Larry Stahl batting for Jerry Grody. Stahl is a left-hand batter, an outfielder by trade. Hitting 192 with 4 runs batted in. 5 for 26.
Ladies and gentlemen, for New York, batting for Brody, number 25, Larry Stahl, number 25.
Here comes Clyde King, the pitching coach of the Pittsburgh Pirates, out to the mound now for a word with Steve Blass and Jerry May about the manner in which they will pitch to Larry Stahl. King turns now and runs back toward the Pirate dugout. Pirates lead in this game 2-0. With 2 men out, the Mets have a runner at first, and Larry Stahl batting for Jerry Grody. Steve Blass off the stretch. And the pitch is low for a ball to Larry Stahl. Bob Shaw is waiting on deck. One 0 pitch, swung on and foul back out of play. Don Shaw is still throwing in the bullpen for the New York Mets. Steve Blass takes just a moment, taking a big, deep breath before getting ready to work again to Larry Stahl. He has the sign, and this is a 1-1 pitch coming. Swung on and missed. It's 1-2. Pirates got a run in the third and another in the seventh. Mets have 5 hits, but they have not been able to get more than 1 hit in any inning in this ball game. One-two pitch. Swung on and missed, and Steve Blass, with his 6th strikeout of the night, gets pinch hitter Larry Stahl, and the side is out with no runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. The end of 7 full innings. The score is the Pirates 2 and the Mets nothing. Now scores of other games. First in the National League at Wrigley Field in Chicago this afternoon. Manager Leo DeRocher's Chicago Cubs made it 7 wins in a row with a 4-2 victory over Gene Mock's Philadelphia Phillies. Rich Nye started and got the win. Cal Kuntz in the 6th, Chuck Hartenstein in the 9th. Dick Farrell started and took the loss. Grant Jackson in the 1st and Dallas Green in the 7th. Billy Williams had his 13th home in the 1st with nobody on, and Ron Santo had his 13th homer of the season in the 1st with nobody on. Tonight at Crosley Field in Cincinnati at the end of 5, the Dodgers 2, Cincinnati nothing. Lord Osteen going for his 10th win of the year against Mel Queen, going for his 9th. In St. Louis at the end of 2.5 innings, the league-leading Cardinals of manager Red Schoendienst 2, the San Francisco Giants nothing. Jim Cosman, who was just called up, On the mound for the Cardinals, and Gaylord Perry for the San Francisco Giants. The American League going to the bottom half of the seventh inning now. The Yankees won, the Kansas City A's nothing. Fred Talbot relieved by Billy Monbouquette in the seventh for the Yanks. Lindblad's going for Kansas City. Tom Tresh homered to put the Yanks out front. Going to the bottom of the seventh in Baltimore. The league-leading Chicago White Sox 2 and the Baltimore Orioles 2. Bruce Howard against Pete Rickard. Kurt Blefary and Smokey Burgess have had 2-run homers. Boston at Minnesota, latest start. The warm-ups, Jim Lonborg against Jim Cott. And Washington at California in a latest start. Roberto Clemente's up. Johnny Sullivan's catching for the Mets. Bob Shaw's pitch is outside. It's ball one with the Pirates up in the top half of the eighth inning. Clemente is 2 for 3 in this game. He's taking a drive in the first one and the third. Here's a pitch in for a called strike. It's 1-1. Pirates 2, Mets nothing. Bob Shaw's been in all the way. He delivers outside to Clemente, and it's 2-1. Two-one pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the right side, out of play. Roberto Clemente has to be the finest ball player ever picked up in the minor league draft. He was the property of the Brooklyn Dodgers. They had him at Montreal, and they thought they had him hit out pretty well. But the Pirates drafted him. He has blossomed into a superstar. Here's a swing and a high pop foul to the right side, out of play. Clemente threw his bat at that ball, and it traveled halfway up to first base. And he stays alive with a 2-2 count. That year that the Dodgers had Clemente at Montreal, they thought they had him pretty well hidden. So much so that if there was any thought that a scout was in the stands anywhere, they didn't play him. Here's 2-2 pitch. Here's a swing and a high drive to deep right. It's way back and going back. It's Svoboda, and he's there to make the catch. Clemente flying out to deep right field. Manny Jimenez. Hit by a pitch ball. Slide to left, struck out swinging. Bob Shaw pitches it on the ground, and Cranepool gloves it in the hole, throws on to Shaw in time. A neat fielding play pulled off by Cranepool and Shaw. As Cranepool moved to his right, went in the hole between first and second to glove the ground smash, took the full pivot and pegged to Bob Shaw, who was coming full flight. 2 away. Don Clendenin popped out, and grounded into a force play. And the pitch is low for a ball. And this pitch is in for a called strike. It's 1-1. 2 men out, nobody on base. Pirates 2 and the Mets nothing. Bob Shaw with a 1-1 offering. And it's in for a called strike. It's 1-2. Now Ron Taylor is up and throwing along with Don Shaw. Billy O'Dell is throwing down the bullpen of the Pittsburgh Pirates, tuning up. Clendenin back in and waiting as Bob Shaw deals a 1-2 curveball, hit on the ground to third and on back, and boy into left field. It is a base hit. The official scorer says base hit, and that will bring up Bill Mazeroski, who has 2 hits, one of them a home run in the 7th inning. The hit was number 10 for the Pirates off Bob Shaw. Two men out with the runner at first. Shaw off the stretch, and the pitch is swung on and popped up to shortstop. Harrelson's there. Puts it away, and the side is retired with no runs. On a hit, no errors, and 1 left. In the middle of the 8th, the score is the Pirates 2 and the Mets nothing.
When you buy a new car, it's the dealer that makes the difference. That's why it's time for you to head for Armory Garage, Central at Colvin in Albany, where there's a Plymouth or Chrysler to fit every pocketbook. You know that you can buy the same car from any Plymouth dealer, and you'll get the same warranty. The difference lies in the deals. Armory Garage is the area's volume Plymouth dealer. Volume sales allow Armory Garage to offer you that new car for...
Bob Johnson's going to pinch hit for Bob Shaw. We pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
And the night shall be filled with music, Monday through Friday, 6:35 till midnight, on the big bright sound of WGY Schenectady.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Bob Murphy and Ralph Kiner at Shea Stadium in New York. Bob Johnson is up. And the first pitch is a little high, and it's off the finger of catcher Jerry May. We're waiting to see if it were any indication that the ball clicked off the bat, but there's been none yet. Johnson is 5 for 10 as a pinch hitter. And now Mel Steiner signifies it is a strike. It did click off the bat, and he's getting the call changed on the scoreboard here at Shea Stadium. It is strike 1. No. Now he's changing it back, indicating it's ball 1. Well, here's a swing and a ground ball to short, and it's taken by Alley and played over to Clendenin, so it's no consequence. First pitch because Johnson is grounded out, short to first. 1 away, and Bud Harrelson is coming up now. Harrelson is 2 for 3. Manny Mota is in the ballgame now in left field for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Harrelson, switch hitter, has been on base 3 straight times. Steve Blass with the pitch. In for a strike as Harrelson bluffed a bunt. So it's clear now what happened on the pitch a moment ago. When Steiner was signaling with the index finger of his right hand so vehemently, he wasn't indicating strike, he was indicating Manny Mota is playing left field. Juan Pizarro's up and throwing down there in the Pirate bullpen now. Blass delivers high and away, and it's 1-1. Leon Jones waiting on deck for the Mets, batting in the bottom half of the 8th inning, with the Pirates leading here by a score of 2-0. Steve Blass with a 1-1 pitch, hit on the ground to second. Mazeroski has it to Clendenin, and there are 2 away for the Mets. Leon Jones, nothing for 2 in a sacrifice tonight.
Center fielder, Leon Jones, number 21.
Leon settles himself in now. Steve Blass has struck out 6 and walked 1 in this game. And it's in for a called strike. Ken Boyer is on deck. Swinging a drive into left center field. Tagged a fastball, and it's taken by Mota and played back. Leon Jones keeps the Met hopes alive here in the bottom half of the 8th. The swing to the left. Ken Boyer's tying run at the plate. Leon Jones keeps his hitting streak going at 6 consecutive games. Base hit number 6 for the Mets. Off Steve Blass. The pitch to Boyer. Swung on and hit deep to left. It's way back there. It could be. It's going. It's a home run. The score is tied, 2-2. His first home run of this season. Hits that ball out into the Pirate bullpen over the left field wall, and the score is tied, 2-2. Tommy Davis up now with 2 men out, nobody on base, and we have a brand new ball game. As the Mets have come from behind to tie the score. Last with a pitch. Low hits in the dirt, comes in on one hop, and it's ball 1. Jerry May calls time, goes halfway to the mound, tosses the ball out to Steve Blass, who isn't very happy for having given up a home run to Ken Boyer. Boyer, until that moment, had driven in only 4 runs this entire season. Got 2 RBIs there. Here's a pitch to Davis low, and it's 2-0. Ron Taylor throwing down to the Met bullpen. 2-0 pitch now, and it is low. Blass goes behind. 3-0 to Tommy Davis with Ed Kranepool on deck. Again, Jerry May walks out there. Well, statistically now, Bob Shaw is off the hook. He cannot be the losing pitcher. He was removed for a pinch hitter in this inning. Here's a 3-0 pitch. And it is low, ball 4. So the Mets get the go-ahead run on at first, and Harry Walker, the manager of the Pirates, is on his way to the mound, and that's off a blast. We're going to get a pitching change. He's had Pizarro throwing down the bullpen. Perhaps he wants the left-hander to pitch to Kranepool. We'll find out in a moment. Now Juan Pizarro is walking over toward the electric curtain. He's going to get the ride in from the bullpen. And that is all for Steve Blass, as Harry Walker is standing there at the mound with his back to Blass, looking out to the bullpen. Pizarro will get the ride in to make his 16th appearance of this season. Overall, Pizarro has won 3 and lost 6. He pitched against the Mets on the 6th of June for a full 9 innings. Gave up 2 runs and 6 hits. Was the losing pitcher in a 3-2 game. It went into extra innings, I believe. Of course, manager Wes Westrom can make a decision of allowing Kranepool to hit. Kranepool is 3 for 3 tonight against the right-hander. Or he can go to his bench and get the likes of Tommy Reynolds or Hawk Taylor. Or Ed Charles. Kranepool at this moment is going back into the dugout. Steve Blass went for 7 2/3. Gave up 2 runs on 7 hits. Struck out 6 and walked 2. Now Pizarro is announced. He was obtained by the Pirates from the Chicago White Sox during the offseason. Kranepool back out now, ready to bat as soon as Pizarro is warmed up. The end of 3 innings in St. Louis is the Cardinals 2 and the Giants nothing. Gaylord Perry against Jim Cosman. And at the end of 6, Dodgers 2, Cincinnati nothing. Claudio Steele against Mel Queen. This afternoon, the Cubs beat the Phillies 4-2. At the end of 7, the Yankees won Kansas City nothing. Monbegett against Stanford now, both in relief. Tresh homered for the Yanks. At the end of 7, the White Sox 2 and the Orioles 2. Locker against Watt, both in relief. Leffery and Burgess with home runs. Boston at Minnesota, the warm-up, Jim Lonborg and Jim Cott. Washington at California, latest start. Listen to the chant of Let's Go Mets. Cranenfield's going to try his luck against the left-hander. Against the right-hander, he was 3 for 3 tonight. That's the batting in the bottom half of the 8th inning with Tommy Davis on at first. 2 men out, and the score tied 2-2. Juan Pizarro is up and set. Runner goes, and the pitch is low, and the throw to second, and it's a stolen base. The 4th for Tommy Davis. Tommy Davis with a stolen base moves the go-ahead run into scoring position. 1-0 the count to Craneford. Now Tommy Davis leads off the bag at second. Pizarro off the stretch. 1-0 pitch to Craneford. Low and away in the dirt. Dug out by Jerry May. The Pirate catcher calls time, and he goes out to the mound to have a talk with Juan Pizarro. Roy Face and Billy O'Dell are now throwing in the bullpen for the Pirates. Right-hander Roy Face. Left-hander Billy O'Dell. This will be a 2-0 pitch to Ed Craneford. Swoboda's waiting on deck. Now the 2-0 delivery, and it is in for a called strike. 2-1 to Craneford. Again the pitch. Swung on and looped out into right center field. Clemente's coming on, and Clemente makes the catch on the run. So the side is out. But the Mets picked up 2 runs on 2 hits after 2 were out. No errors and 1 left. The end of 8 full innings. The score is the Mets 2 and the Pirates 2.
When it came to defending home or country, the woman's role has been traditionally passive. But the defense of freedom today requires such a complex structure that there are numerous opportunities for the American woman to take an active part in the service of her country. For the college graduate, these opportunities are even more inviting because she is eligible to serve as an officer in our Navy waves. Today, all America recognizes the wave officer as a woman who is more than dedicated to the heritage of her country. She wants an honorable position, one with responsibility, one that she can fill with pride. She told her Navy recruiter she'd like to become a wave officer. If you're a college graduate, may we suggest you do the same thing? You'll be helping yourself and your country. See your Navy recruiter today.
Now in to do the pitching for the New York Mets is Ron Taylor, making his 18th appearance. He has won 1 and lost 2. Last time out in Atlanta, he worked 1 2/3, allowed no runs, no hits. He picked up a victory against the Atlanta Braves by working a third of an inning. So it's right-hander Ron Taylor. And as soon as he is warmed up, he'll be working to right-hand batter Gene Alley, the shortstop of the Pittsburgh Pirates. In case you've joined us along the way, the Pirates went out in front in the top half of the 3rd inning here tonight when Matty Alou, lined a single to center, moved to second on a hit-and-run play when Maury Wills grounded out second to first, and then Roberto Clemente singled him home. That run stood up until the 7th, when Bill Mazeroski hit a lead-off homer, and the Pirates had a 2-run lead. And then after 2 were out in the bottom half of the 8th inning for the Mets, Cleon Jones got a single to keep his hitting streak alive at 6 consecutive games. And Ken Boyer stepped up and hit his first home run of this season into the Pirates bullpen over the left field fence to make it a 2-2 ball game. Neither of the starting pitchers is around now, and the pitchers of record are the pitchers in the ball game. Gene Alley grounded out, grounded into a double play, and single to left. He's hitting .279. Ron Taylor's pitch in for a called strike. Flicks off the bat of Gene Alley, says umpire Mel Steiner. Jerry May is waiting on deck. Strike one pitch. And it's low for a ball. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 offering. Low for a ball, so Taylor goes behind 2-1. The Mets have 2 runs, 7 hits. Pirates have 2 runs, 10 hits. And the 2-1 delivery is a chopper to third, and Boyer charges, comes up with it, throws on the run in time. So Alley is grounded out, third to first, and that'll bring up Jerry May, who is 1 for 3.
Number 12.
Andre Rogers is coming out to the on-deck circle. Here's a swing and a looper into right, and a late start for right fielder Ron Swoboda, and it falls in as a base hit for Jerry May. Now Andre Rogers looks back to the dugout. He is out there on deck as a prospective batter for Juan Pizarro. However, this might be a sacrifice situation, and Rogers is looking now. He's being called back. And Al Luplo is going over to the bat rack. Al Luplo, who recently went from the Mets to the Pittsburgh Pirates, is getting a bat. He does not yet have a base hit with the Pirates. He's gone 0 for 8 since donning the uniform of the Pirates. So his season's batting average is down to 177. Luplo batting for Pizarro, and manager Wes Westrom comes out now. Have a talk with Ron Taylor, John Sullivan, and Ed Kranepool. With Luplo batting for Pizarro, Matty Alou has moved out there on deck. Score tied 2-2, but the Pirates have picked up a base runner here in the top of the ninth with 1 man out.
For Pittsburgh, batting for Pizarro, number 20, Al Luplo.
Luplo is announced. He's a left-hand batter. Hounds the plate and digs in a little bit. Kranepool holds against the run of Jerry May at first. And the pitch is swung on. It's on the ground, foul back at first. It's strike one. Luplo looks down to sign man Alex Gramus. On the coaching lines at third. Luplo wears contact lenses on the playing field. He wears conventional glasses at other times. Ron Taylor sets, and the pitch. Low for a ball as Taylor came overhand. It's 1-1. Again, Ron Taylor looks in to get a sign from Johnny Sullivan. The 1-1 pitch. In for a call, strike two. That's the knee, so it's 1-2. Pizarro out of the ball game, of course, with Luplo up here batting for him. Roy Face and Vernon Law are throwing in the Pirate bullpen. Jerry May takes his lead. The 1-2 delivery. Low. 2-2. Don Shaw is throwing in the mid bullpen, the little lefty. With a left-hand batter, Matty Alou on deck. One away for the Pirates in the ninth. Jerry May leads at first. The 2-2 pitch to Luplow. Hit deep to right. It's way back there if it stays fair. And it is a foul ball. Just to the foul side of the foul pole. Way down in the right field corner. That one was hanging up there a long, long time. And Jerry May cuts across the infield grass, coming back to first. Count holds it 2-2 to Al Luplow as he gave that one a long ride. With the Mets, he had 3 home runs. He's a long ball hitter. Two-two pitch. And he hits it deep to center. Cleon Jones goes way back. He's at the warning track. He makes the catch, and Jerry May apparently thought there were 2 men out. He is rounded second. He'll have to touch second going back to throw to first. A double play. And so it is a double play that goes 8-6-3 as Jerry May had a mental lapse, thought that there were 2 men out, and he ran all the way around almost to third before Alex Gamos got the word to him. So on the long fly to center taken by Cleon Jones, it is turned into a double play. The side is out, no runs, a hit, no errors, none left. In the middle of the ninth, the score is the Mets 2 and the Pirates 2, and now here's a word from Rheingold.
Look, you can't pull the wool over their eyes. You can't kid the public around here. You can't put one over on these guys. They'll cut you right out on your ear. In this town, either you have it or you don't. Either you're a pro or you won't get very far. Hey!
There are 302 beers trying to make it in New York, from all over. But only one beer has made it to the top. The rich, dry lager, Rheingold. In this town, either you have it or you don't.
In this town, either you have it or you don't. Either you're a pro or you won't get very far. Either you have it or you don't.
Rheingold.
The pitcher for the Pirates now is little man Elroy Faith. On the 6th of June in Pittsburgh, the Mets took both ends of a twilight doubleheader from the Pirates. Faith worked the last inning of each game and was the losing pitcher each time, as the Mets won it 1-0 and 3-2. Faith overall is making his 25th appearance for the Pirates. He has won 4 and lost only the 2 games that he lost to the Mets this season. In the bottom of the ninth, the Mets are scheduled to send up Ron Swoboda, Jerry Buchek, and John Sullivan to try to pull it out in the bottom half of the ninth inning. There goes Jerry Mays, throw down to second around the horn, and Ron Swoboda is coming up. Grounded into a forced play, grounded out, and grounded into a forced play. Of course, the fans here at Shea Stadium, the Met fans, are hopeful that Swoboda or Buchek or Sullivan can get a hold of one and give it the long ride out of the ballpark to end the ball game. Roy Faith takes the sign. And the pitch is outside for a ball. At third base, Maury Wills is guarding the line, protecting against the extra base hit. 1-0 pitch. And it's in for a called strike. It's 1-1 to Swoboda. Bottom of the ninth with the score tied 2-2. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. A slider, and Svoboda took a hefty cut. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Buchek kneeling in the on-deck circle. Defensively, the Pirates play Svoboda straight away. The little man now pumps and pitches. And it's outside. 2-2. Svoboda was ready to go. Moved his body forward, but did not swing the bat. So the count's level at 2-2. Umpire Mel Sander comes around quickly to brush the plate. Svoboda's had 4 home runs and 12 runs batted in this year. This is a 2-2 pitch. Foul back and out of play, and the count continues at 2-2. Now again, Roy Faith goes the rubber to take the sign. Swinging a ground ball foul back of third. Maury Wills over barehands it and whips it right back to Roy Faith. So the count continues 2-2. Svoboda swings the bat as he waits. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Roy Faith strikes out Svoboda. First strikeout for Faith. Steve Blass struck out 6. Jerry Buchek's up. He struck out, walked, and fly deep to right. Buchek is a right-hand batter. Johnny Sullivan moves out on deck. Pitches in for a called strike. Right-hand pitcher working to a right-hand batter here. Pirates play Buchek straight away as well. Here's a swing and a ground ball up the middle. Nazarowski over behind the bag, gets rid of it over to first, and not in time. He's there safely as the throw was in the dirt, and Clendenin tried to scoop it up and could not come up with it cleanly. He sort of scooped it up into the air, and it's a base hit for Jerry Buchek. He becomes potential winning run here in the bottom half of the 9th inning with 1 man out. Left-hand batter John Sullivan coming up.
John Sullivan, number 20.
Nazarowski went in behind the bag at second to get that ground ball, got rid of it in a hurry, but did not have enough on it to get it over there all the way. Don Shaw throwing in the bullpen for the Mets with Ron Taylor moving out on deck. Score tied 2-2. Buchek leads at first. Face with a pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. Sullivan's up for his first time in the game. Hitting 191 with 1 run batted in. The pitch in for a call, strike 2 to Sullivan, who stares at the plate. So now Roy Faith has gone ahead. He has an 0-2 count to the left-hand batter. Clendenin is holding against the runner at first base. It's a swing and a drive in the right field. Coming on, it's Clemente. He can't get it. It goes off his glove. Buchek round second on his way to third. Clemente falls down, gets up with the ball, throws to first. Buchek's at third, and Sullivan's at first. Well, Clemente was battling it every step of the way, and it was battling back out in right field. It was a line smash. Clemente decided he would try to shoestring it. It went off his glove and rolled a dozen feet away. As he got to it, he slipped down. It is scored as a single, no error. A single all the way, no error on Clemente, as it is the opinion of the official score that Buchek should have gone from first to third. So now the potential winning run is at third base. We're going to get a pinch runner. Dick Selma comes in to run for John Sullivan at first base. Selma runs for Sullivan. Ed Charles is going to come up now to bat for Ron Taylor. One man out. The Pirates will have to play it here to try to choke off the run. Ed Charles is batting for Ron Taylor. Dick Selma is running for Johnny Sullivan. Now the Pirates move the outfield in because the long fly ball will end the ball game anyway. So the outfield is playing shallow. The infield is set halfway so they can still try to go for the double play or possibly make a play at the plate. Charles is a right-hand batter. Roy Faith working. He's taking a sign from catcher Jerry May. Now he goes up and set. And the pitch. Swung on and line to the left center. Central base hit and the ball game is over. The Mets win it as the run crosses the plate. Selma goes on to third. Charles with a single to left center and a run batted in. And the Mets win it by a score of 3-2, getting their 10th hit of the ball game to win it. And again, Roy Faith is the losing pitcher in this ball game. Ed Charles drives Buchek in from third base. It was a screaming line drive out into left center field. So Ron Taylor is the winner, and Roy Faith, once again, is the losing pitcher in this ball game. We'll be back here in a moment with a final summary and totals. Right now, the...
Repite esto. El gato es blanco.
El gato es blanco.
Muy bien. Ahora di. El mundo es redondo.
El mundo es redondo.
In the Peace Corps, you'll be taught the language of the country you're going to so well. You'll learn to eat in it, sleep in it, play basketball in it, plant crops in it, build bridges in it, make roads in it, and even dream in it. Peace Corps training must be as tough as Peace Corps work. It's the only way you can get in shape for it. Take Dick Olmsted. After he joined the Peace Corps, he built 8 chicken coops, 3 lean-tos, dug 4 latrines, and planted a 4-acre garden. Then we sent him overseas. This is how the Peace Corps works for peace. Would you like to work for peace? You may be qualified. Write the Peace Corps in Washington for an application.
Well, the New York Mets have come from behind to pull one out here tonight against the Pittsburgh Pirates, winning it by a score of 3-2 and winning it in the bottom half of the ninth inning, one man out when the winning run was scored. Starting out, it was Steve Blass working on the mound for the Pittsburgh Pirates and Bob Shaw for the New York Mets, and the Pirates scored first in the top half of the third inning. Matty Alou singled to center field. On a hit-and-run play, Maury Wills grounded out and moved Alou to second. Roberto Clemente singled to right, driving in the first run of the ball game. It stayed 1-0 until the 7th inning. Then Bill Mazeroski had a lead-off home run, and the Pirates had a 2-run lead. The Mets, meanwhile, were getting nowhere against Steve Blass, but in the bottom half of the 8th inning, with 2 men out, Cleon Jones kept his hitting streak alive at 6 consecutive games with a single to left center. Ken Boyer stepped up to the plate, and on the first pitch by Blass to Boyer, he homered into the bullpen over the left field fence, and we had a brand-new ball game at 2-2. It was Boyer's first home run of this season. And then after Tommy Davis drew a walk, Blass came out, Pizarro came in, got Craneville to fly out, and in that inning. Then the Pirates threatened in the 9th inning when they got Jerry May aboard. Ron Taylor was in the ball game in relief at that point for the New York Mets. But the Mets got out when Jerry May suffered a mental lapse, and after a long fly ball was hit by Al Luplo, batting for Pizarro to center field, Jerry May took off all the way around second and was almost at third before he realized there was only one man out, and so he had no chance to get back, the Mets completing the double play. Then in the bottom half of the 9th inning, with one man out, Jerry Buchek got a base hit when he hit a ground ball up the middle. Mazeroski played it over to first, but in the dirt, and Buchek was on with a base hit. Sullivan lined the ball to right field. Clemente decided to try to shoestring it. It was off his glove, rolled a dozen feet away. When he got to it, he fell down. It was scored as a single, and Buchek went all the way to third. Then Ed Charles came up to bat against Roy Faith, working in relief for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And Ed Charles lined a shot to left center to drive in the winning runs, and the Mets had won the ball game. In one-run ball games now, the Mets have won 12 and lost 7. The Mets are now 1 game and 3 percentage points into 9th place in the National League standings. The winning pitcher is Ron Taylor, who has won 2 and lost 2. The loser is Roy Pace, who has won 4 and lost 3, and the Mets have beaten him all 3 times. So here are the final totals in the game. For the Mets, 3 runs on 10 hits and no errors. For the Pirates, 2 runs on 11 hits and 1 error. Final score, Mets 3, Pirates 2.